Hello, and my name is Pete Rushmer, and I'm your host today of A Half Dozen Things podcast. A Half Dozen Things is a podcast for business owners just like you. Whether you're an underdog hungry for success, or you're already smashing it but want to continue to level up, we are here each week for you to get insight and learning from the very best in the business. No fluff, no BS, and no self-proclaimed gurus talking about how easy business or life is. Hello and welcome to A Half Dozen Things podcast with me, Pete Rushmer. Today I'm talking to you about performance. It's one of my favourite subjects, about how we create performance, how we guarantee high performance. And in fact, I've even written a book about it. It's being edited at the moment and it's called The Performance Trifecta. So I wanted to explain how performance is a little bit like fire. And the trifecta is a little bit like this thing called the fire triangle. Okay, so when we talk about fire, there's three key elements that are needed, and it's the same with performance. They're not the same elements, but it's the same principle. Okay, so those of you that haven't heard of the fire triangle, there's such a thing as that, the fire triangle. Okay, now some of you will be experts and understand fire a lot more than others, and some of you will have just played with it once upon a time. In fact, I remember a time as a naughty youth getting told off because me and my friends, I was probably about 13 or 14, we'd got a lighter and we'd got some deodorant. I probably shouldn't admit this stuff. We got a lighter and some deodorant, and we were trying to burn a fly inside a phone box. You know, those big red things that we used to have. For those of you that are old enough to remember, some of you won't because they've just managed to disappear in recent times. But yeah, I got caught by a retired policeman trying to burn a fly. I was about 12 or 13 probably. God knows what I was doing with deodorant and lighter fluid. Please don't come and get me. I was generally quite well behaved, but boys will be boys, right? But those of you that understand fire, you need to have three key ingredients. And how extinguishers work is they suffocate one of those three key ingredients. So to achieve fire, those of you that know, we need to have a source of heat. Okay, we need to have a source of heat, and that is something that is needed initially. We then need to have fuel. So in the case of a log burner, it might be wood, it might be cardboard, it might be paper. That might be the fuel for the fire. Okay, so when fires occur, or it might be gas or something like that, that creates the fire. So we need heat, fuel, and then the final piece is oxygen. So oxygen is the final piece to then make the fire burn. Obviously, if we suffocate a fire, if we take the oxygen away, it will go out. Okay, so oxygen, fuel, and heat are the three key ingredients. Now, the more fuel you put in, the more the fire will burn, right? As the fire starts to die off, you put a more log in, it burns the fire a little bit more. And performance is very similar. Okay, performance is very similar, and that's what the trifecta is. It's very similar to the fire triangle. So when it comes to performance in the trifecta, there's three key ingredients, very similar to fire. You've got direction and leadership, which is a little bit like the heat. Okay, so that's the heat is the leadership, the direction, the policy, the procedure, the way things are done around here, the way that leaders and managers direct the business and its common goals and objectives that it wants to achieve. Okay, that's like the heat, bringing the heat, right? And then you've got the oxygen. Okay, so the oxygen in performance is the skills. They're the skills that are needed. They breathe life into whatever we're trying to achieve. They make us, it's what makes us great at what we do, having the skills, having the knowledge, people being skillful at what they do helps develop that performance. It helps improve it. In the same way, having lots of oxygen will make that fire breathe. It'll help it grow. It doesn't suffocate it. The skills really pushes it on. And then you've got the fuel. Okay, so the fuel in the triangle is essentially our motivation. It's our energy. Okay, so that's the key element there around driving high performance, is making sure people are motivated and energized to achieve the common objectives and the goals set out in the direction. Okay, so the performance trifecta: direction, skills, energy and motivation. Okay, so that's what drives high performance.
Okay, and that's what the book is about. It's about the performance trifecta. And the thing is what happens in many organizations is you might have motivated people and they might be highly skilled, but if they've got no direction and leadership, how are they going to perform well? They've not got any goals, they've not got any objectives. We need to make sure that we set those to drive that high performance.
Hi, it's Pete from Flagship Partners. We're proud to sponsor a Half Dozen Things podcast. Flagship Partners help their clients become safer, greener, and greater through a range of consultancy and training services. We offer audits through to risk assessments, contracts through to support with managing your culture, all the way from mandatory training through to management training as well. So if you need any support, please do get in touch with Flagship Partners today.
In the same way, we could have good leadership, we could have motivated people, but ultimately, if they're not good enough, if they've not got the skills and the training and development to be able to carry out the work, they're not going to be able to perform either. Okay. And then finally, you've got this motivation and energy. So we can have good leadership, we can have skillful people, but if they're disengaged, if they're not bought in, if they're not energized, if they're not giving 100%, or if they're not giving their best, we're not going to achieve high performance. We need 100% effort. We need discretionary effort to be able to deliver high performance. That's why football and sport and Formula One are so exciting, because sometimes the people who are less skillful, or the teams that are less skillful, they might have less valuable players. It could be any sort of sport really. But what can happen is if they've got the right motivation, if they want it more, if they've got the desire, if they've got the passion, if they've got the hunger to achieve, they can outperform those that are more skillful than them. And isn't that a beautiful thing, right? Isn't that beautiful? So we need to make sure we motivate people. Now, the challenge with motivation is that as leaders, we don't really talk about or understand how to motivate people. What we often do is we fall into this trap of anticipating that other people are motivated the same way that we are. So, for example, if we're motivated by money, for example, we'll anticipate other people are. And I'm here to tell you that they're not motivated in the same way. People are motivated. Motivation is complex, and you need to listen. If you want to learn more about motivation, then listen to some of my previous podcasts. But just as a touch point, really, we need to make sure people are energized. Motivation is a complex thing. Everybody's different. So we need to get to understand those people. I offer this thing called motivational mapping, which is absolutely a really valuable tool for people, for themselves to be able to better understand themselves and how they're motivated, but also for managers to understand their team and how best to get the best out of them, how to get them performing highly. So, people are motivated by different things like personal growth, about having a mission, having purpose. Some people want to have freedom and autonomy. Some people are motivated by being able to create and innovate new things. And some people are less so for those. Some people are more motivated by money and finances, being paid well. And some people, that's not important to them. Some people like to be the expert. They're motivated by being the go-to person, for being really knowledgeable. And some people less so. Some people are really motivated by, for example, relationships, and making sure that they are in control. For example, they might be the people who are directors and want to be in control of resources. And some people are motivated, like I say, by relationships, security and stability. Some people are motivated by friends and having good friends at work. And some people might be motivated by standing out and being the star. Okay, so and people are motivated by all of those, but in different levels and different mixes. And by doing a motivational map, you can help you understand where people are, so you can help lead them as to where they are. Because as you say, I've just listed off 9 or 10 things that people are motivated by. Some are really motivated by them, and some are demotivated by them. So we need to make sure we understand, because for some people, it will really work to put them in the newsletter to say how amazing they've done and to congratulate them on being amazing. And for some people, they might find that really embarrassing and really awkward, and they might not like it. So it's important to know, isn't it? Because that reward, you might anticipate that being a reward, and actually it doesn't work. Some people might be really motivated by earning a bonus, and some people might actually prefer to have a day's holiday. And actually that day's holiday might be less expensive than the bonus, or less of an impact to the business than the bonus. So how do you know, right? How are you going to drive performance if you don't understand how people are motivated? So by doing a motivational map, we can help people and leaders to have the language to help them understand what to motivate and how to energize their people, because it's a core component of the 3 components of driving high performance. Direction and leadership. We need to train leaders to be good at that. We need to make sure we've got the right systems and processes in place. Again, I can help with that. Skills, which is the training, a vital part. We need people to have the skills. We need them to have the technical expertise, the technical skills to carry out whatever their role is. But we also need them to have the communication skills and the emotional intelligence to be able to effectively communicate and build a culture for people. And then finally, we need to make sure they're motivated. I make it sound super simple. It's not in reality, but I can help make it that way for you if you're interested. So if you're interested in learning more about culture, if you're interested in any leadership training, please do drop me a line. If you'd like to let go of anything that's holding you back, limiting beliefs, maybe you're having some challenges, maybe you've got some internal conflicts. Part of me wants this, but part of me wants that. If you've got any challenges like that, do get in touch. I have got some spaces for some new one-to-one coaching clients. You might be a business owner, you might be a senior leader in your business, and you might want to just get yourself that edge, to edge yourself and push yourself forward to perform at a really high level and to start to overcome some of those challenges that you're facing. I can help you with that through my breakthrough and one-to-one coaching. So if you're interested, get in touch. I hope this has been interesting. I hope it's been useful, and catch you on the next podcast.
I really hope you loved today's episode. And if you did, please make sure you subscribe and listen out for future episodes too. Please do share it across your social media channels. We hope to reach more and help more people. If you want to find out more about me, my name's Pete Rushmer. You'll find me across any social media channel and my business, Flagship Partners, and we're your partners in success across your business. Thank you. See you again soon.